Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now we proceed to the last chapter, which is chapter 6. As for your information, okay, for chapter 4 and chapter 5, you already cover in your final project. So I'm not going to discuss one by one as we go through previously on the previous week. So you can just study by your own. I'm just proceed to the chapter 6, okay, which is introduction to the bibliographic control for specific materials. So as an introduction, specific material can be identified as genuine, okay, not easy to use, subject to various obstacles, restriction and constraint not encountered elsewhere. So it's also difficult to acquire and not normally available in the bookstores. Okay, so control through bibliographic activities to make the bibliographic data of this material available and transparent to the user. That is what specific material is all about. It means it can be considered as a rare collection. Okay, you cannot find it everywhere. So such as a government publication. All right, so a document prepared for or by a government agency which is published and distributed for public information, such as circulating letters, memorandum, contract and etc. All right, this is available but only for the government sector. Is what it's all about. All right, and based on that government sector also, it appear for only that kind of particular agencies. Okay, not all. All right. And then thesis and dissertation is a material prepared by postgraduate students. Okay, as you orang kata apa, you undergrad, okay, postgraduate is for the master and PhD students. Okay, after doing research work or experimental investigation on some things, so the research then written in specific format and handed over to the supervising lecturers or professor for grading, and then quality of thesis is given greater emphasis and students are awarded with the master PhD when successful. So every thesis is summarized as dissertation abstract. This is meant for distribution and references. Okay, so the function of thesis and dissertation also, okay, to expand the knowledge. Okay, once they completed their research, okay, so they publish in the thesis format and then they submit to the university. After that, university can orang kata apa, simpan. Okay, they store all the record itself. So next time it will generate new knowledge by giving that materials to the user, and then they can just browse through to that assignment or to that thesis, and then at the back of the thesis they do have a recommendation. So from there the knowledge will be expanded, so the new student will grab the recommendation and then come up with the new research one based on that recommendation. That is how the process of growing the knowledge happen. Okay. And then translation is the interpretation of the meaning of a text in one language, the source text, and the production in another language of an equivalent text, the target text or translation that communicate in the same message. Okay, so translation must take into account a number of constraints including context, the rules of grammar of the two language, their writing conventions, their idioms and the like. Okay, dia macam mana? Sebab satu-satu words or satu-satu wording is depends on the orang kata apa, dia bergantung kepada negara itu sendiri. Ataupun kita pun kalau ikutkan macam kita dengan Indonesia contohnya, okey, macam kita memerlukannya, macam Indonesia dia perkataan membutuhkannya itu adalah benda normal, tapi pada kita rasa kasar. That is how the translation is work. It depends on the suasana ataupun culture di setiap negara tersebut lah. Okay. In fact, kita sesama kita pun ada juga perbezaan bahasa kan di situ. Alright, and then conference paper is a working paper written by a seminar paper presenter, normally among academician, organisation. Contoh for library perspective, kita ada librarian lah, okay. And then it's an important primary source of information which is produced by an expert or specialist in one field. So conference paper needs to follow certain guideline and procedure is given by the orang kata apa, penganjur. Okay, penganjur yang akan bagikan. Dia will determine, okay, you nak pakai font size apa, you nak buat berapa spacing, sebab dia nak bukukan kita punya paper tersebut. So kita kena follow apa penganjur punya standard lah. Okay. And then patents is a set of exclusive right granted by a state to an inventor or his assignee for a fixed period of time in exchange for an expose of an invention. So an official document present the exclusive right or privilege to the proceed of an invention. So temporary monopoly given by government to investor to use, sell the invention for several years. So purpose of patent is to prevent copyright abuse on individual creativity and discovery by using other organization. Okay. Pernah dengar kan? We patent certain materials, we patent certain ideas. Okay, sebab apa? Sebab kita tak nak orang duplicate that kind of ideas. Biasanya under MIPO lah. Okay, Pembandanan Harta Intelek. Okay, so diorang akan memegang rekod-rekod berkenaan lah. So patentable must be new, okay, involve an inventive step, must be industrially applicable lah. Ni contohnya lah. Contoh you nak laptop, spek dia macam ni. Okay, berapa tinggi, berapa lebar dia. And then you nak, ni contoh laptop lah kan. And then you nak skrin dia macam mana, touch, boleh touch ke ataupun you just kena guna keyboard sahaja dan sebagainya. Right? And purpose of patent is to prevent copyright infringement on individual creativity and discovery by exclusive organizations. So Malaysia, patent document can be filled and certified from Patent Information and Communication Center (PIDC) under SIRIM. Okay, kita patentkan dia dulu, and then kita orang kata apa, dia bila once kita dah patentkan dia, tak boleh ada orang tiru lah. Okay, kalau orang tu tiru sebiji-sebiji and then claim dia punya, kita boleh saman lah. Okay. So BC for patent, okay, new patents granted by National Patent Office are announced in official journals. Example, official journal of the British Patent Office. Okay, so for Malaysia is a SIRIM Berhad. Initiate SIRIM link provide access to huge collection of technical information stored in SIRIM. Meanwhile, for subject is a patent abstract from article and discover directory of Malaysian expert in science and technology, while SIRIM link offer online services available throughout Malaysia and the world over. Okay, diterima pakailah. Okay, pengesahan patent daripada SIRIM pun diterima pakailah. Kalau MIPO, kalau tak silap saya, more on documentation. Nanti saya chat balik pasal tu. Okay. And then we move to the standard. Is an established measure of quantity and quality, a precise statement of criteria necessary to ensure that a product, materials or procedure is fit for the purpose for which it intended. So prepared by committees of members from industry, consumer organization, trade unions and government representative. Constantly review and update the standard. Okay, is measure the quantity and also the quality, the precise statement. Okay, make sure the product is fit to the purpose itself. Okay. So, standard is established measure of quantity and value precise statement of criteria to ensure product or materials. Procedure is fit for the purpose for its intended. Officially approved specifications applicable in section of trade and industry. For the topic covers normally based on the methods of testing, terminology, performance and construction requirement and code of practice. So, standard is prepared by agreement, okay, ada agreement dia, and cooperation between interested parties, siapa-siapa yang berminat, to simplify and rationalize production, ensure uniformity, reliability and safety, eliminate wasteful, okay, and not a lengthy document, and it's just a pamphlet of few pages, give details of method, measurement, definition, properties and also process. Okay, that is standard. It's come in the pamphlet one, right? Not come into the lengthy one. Okay, not in the form of document. Okay, just like kata apa, macam kita thesis tu kan, tak, dia dalam bentuk pamphlet macam tu sahaja. So purpose is to standardize manufacturing process, definitely, and then to set the minimum standard of quality and services. At least dia mencapai that kind of standard. Okay, and to know procedures for testing or manufacturing of goods, barang-barangan yang berada di pasaran lah. Okay. Next is technical report. It's also known as scientific reports. Is a document that describes the progress or result of technical or scientific research or the state of a technical or scientific research problem. So often prepared for sponsor of research project, okay, become a major source of scientific and technical information. So they are prepared for internal or wider distribution by many organizations, most of which lack the extensive editing and printing facilities of commercial publisher. This is a technical report. Previously, okay, I've been working at one of the academic library, okay. Diorang ni ada satu course yang memerlukan diorang untuk membina kereta, membina interior dan sebagainya, course engineering lah. So definitely diorang sangat memerlukan this kind of technical report untuk di come up, and then diorang akan bawa projek diorang tu untuk bertanding di luar negara dan sebagainya lah. Banyak projek-projek yang dibuat lah. So technical report ni penting untuk proses of penjurian. Okay, diorang perlu tengok spek-spek tertentu, kereta tu boleh berjalan ke tidak, kereta tu will start okay, bila you jalan after berapa minit ke, macam mana ke, diorang ada testing, that kind of thing lah. So tugas kita is provide the technical report for them to refer lah, supaya mereka boleh come out dengan technical report yang sangat bagus. Okay. And then audiovisual material, I'm pretty sure all of you know about this. It's a term. Audiovisual may refer to work of sound and visual component, the production or use of such work or the equipment involved in presenting work. Okay, so movie and television shows are example of audiovisual presentation. Ini you very familiar with. Okay, next is grey literature. It's also called as non-conventional literature, comprises scientific and technical reports, patent document, conference paper, internal reports, government document, newsletter, fact sheets and thesis which are not controlled by commercial publisher. Is orang kata apa, dia bukanlah macam yang sedia ada di pasaran sekarang. Okay, dia meant for certain publisher je lah, bukan commercial. Maksudnya bukan yang selalu okay publish all the articles or the journals dan sebagainya, macam Emerald, Epscoho, semua tu dia orang dia kira commercial publisher lah. Alright, ini tak lah. Okay, meant for specific certain publisher. That's all. Okay, if you have any question you can ask. So that's all guys. Bye. Thank you.